And before we get to the power rankings for this week, I mentioned earlier that maybe Miracle should consider a trade, and I want to bring something up. We're gonna play a little game here, and you know how when you watch March Madness and we're trying to compare resumes and trying to see who's the team that you should put in the tournament. Well, I offered Miracle a trade this weekend, and he was more or less offended. He thought that I was giving him a terrible deal, and couldn't understand why anybody would ever take the offer. He thought it was preposterous. So I wanted to put this up here. I'll let you be the judge of who's offering and who's doing the receiving here. But you can clearly see player A and player B. You can see their stats. You can see in the little line below what their performance has been each week so far. Green means that they had the higher point. They would have been the guys who been played. Red means they wouldn't have been played. As you can see, it's really pretty even. Although player B, he does get a few more nods here, and he's definitely scored more points, having 94 compared to the 15 of player A. Now, looking at this, you would think that player A being swapped for player B, whoever is receiving player B would be doing quite well, right? He's getting more points. He's taking a player that would play more often. Well, guys, if you had to take a guess, would you guess that this was Mohamed Sanu for Eddie Lacy? Because that's what I offered to Miracle, and he wanted no part of it. So I took the liberty to look at this a little bit more closely and to see, am I really being a dick here? Am I offering a bad trade? So what I did was recreate our rosters and take a little bit of a view here to see what's the final output here. So on the left, you can see Globo Gym's roster with Eddie Lacy, and you can see what his optimal lineup would have been each given week. And then you take a look what it would be without Lacy and with Sanu, and you see what the optimal lineup would have been each week. And he actually gains a net of 19 points on the season by making this trade. So if he would have had Sanu instead of Lacy, he's much better off for it. Now, if you go down and you look at what the income would have, or what the impact would have been to me, it's a net positive for me too. Not nearly as positive. I only gained 4 points from it compared to Miracle's 19, but still, it's a win-win. That was my argument all along. He seemed to be thinking that I was a crazy person. Miracle apparently is very hard to trade with. You guys are gonna have to trade him Andrew Luck to get Eddie Lacy. So good luck out there, guys. This guy's a tough one. So with that being said, I feel that I've defended myself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the power rankings for this week and see where we stand. So no surprise here, Globo Gym, he retains his number 1 spot. I think he's going to be up here for a while. Ankle sprains, you're staying at number 2. Had a really strong week this week. If you keep this performance up, you may jump to number 1. We'll see. I jumped up a spot to 3, getting the win, while Dez fell one down, getting a loss, and really not a good performance for him. So hopefully he can bounce back after all these buys are done. Hunter, you're staying where you were. Malucci, you're the surprise winner this week, jumping up 2 spots. You may still have a shot here. You have to do a lot in the next few weeks here, but you're not, I guess, totally out of it yet. You probably are. Double Donut, tough week. Didn't really score many points. I'd like to think you're a little bit better than that. That this is just a fluke. And let's see. Then we go down to Kong. Buddy, you've had some ups, you've had some downs. I think that the points are going to come back to get you here. You're in a tough spot being an 8 here. The next several spots, I mean, guys, it's looking bleak for the playoff picture, but PD, you're sitting okay. Your record has improved quite a bit, but you're still struggling to score points at times. This was a great week for you. Not saying that about this week. Tough loss for you, disappointing. BK, congratulations. You broke the streak and got yourself out of the bottom 2. A-Ride, you are officially the lowest point scorer in the league now, and unfortunately, you had some injury issues, so maybe you can come back from that. Worm, I don't know what to say, man. I at least you're not the last in points now, but it's not looking good for you. So now that we see the power rankings here, let's go ahead and take a look at the wheel, and we'll see who's gonna get the payout for the week.